Hey everybody, Hours in the morning, WNBC. How's it going out there? This is Midnight's Edge After Dark. I am your narrative being less tangible. That's a joke we were throwing out before. We'll explain it.
Leslie Tangible.
Hey, how's it going out there? It's the dating game now. So anyway, I am, of course, Rob Robot Shlomo, and with me as always Tom Connors.
Yeah, I'm here in spirit. Maybe in name. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. It's too early. Or it's too late. Who knows?
With us once again is, hold on. I have to introduce someone last because we have special music for it. With us is Miss Mary Mayhem, the mistress of mayhem. And with us is, we have our intro music, the internet geek goddess and your favorite YouTube harpy vampire ninja robot, Miss Mecha Random.
We'll have a writing crop soon, I promise. I'm sure I'll have plenty of them in the mail. Until then, we got a Rian Johnson stick.
I keep saying, why do you think I have that back scratcher handy? It's a rigid piece of wood.
So we have the Rian Johnson.
Hey, Rian Johnson.
Oh my god, I freaking love that.
With the whip sound?
That was legit epic. Like between the like pops on screen and just like
Bad, Rian Johnson. Bad.
It's a bad Rian Johnson. No Trilogy for you.
You will respect my authority.
I do need the crop. I need the Cat and Nine Tails. I need the Star Wars one. Geeky Sex Toys actually has a Star Wars one.
You want me to ask my spiritual advisor? She could probably hook you up with some really good stuff.
I have a P.O. box. Just saying.
Of all things, of all, you know, you're asking. You probably, not to beat this to death. Of all things, you're probably asking yourself, Rob is just so like sweet and innocent. How does he know a dominatrix? Like, I don't know. It just happened.
I don't know how I evolved into one at this point.
Star Wars. That's what it does.
I know Star Wars and Star Trek and Brie Larson. And
at this point, we need a dominatrix.
My mom always told me I was cool.
Your mom lied to you. Your mom's a dirty liar.
Your mom lied.
Your mom's a whore. Your mom's a dirty slut, Cartman.
Shut up, Ryan. Get back. That's a bad Rian Johnson.
Not bad, huh?
Oh, I love it.
You suck.
Ka-ching.
We got a super chat already?
Yes.
Captain Hare, $5 super chat. I don't have my ka-ching up. I endorse Rian Johnson getting a starring role in the Porkins origin movie, ending with the classic A New Hope. Deranged Lunatic, $2. Mecha, download the whip sound to your cell phone. Oh, no.
Bad idea.
I never have notifications or sounds on my cell phone. It wouldn't do any good.
You know, not for nothing. I was, like I said, I was Indiana Jones. Actually, I was Indiana Jones also again this year. I have that whip, and I've only been able to get it to crack once. And I'm very disappointed in myself. I got to, yeah. So,
You gotta
but
put
it's
effort into it. You gotta like actually legit, go out there and play with it.
yeah. Oh yeah. I got to play with that. Yes. Okay. All right.
I knew it as I said it. I'm sorry.
This is turning into the porn podcast.
Sorry.
So.
I knew it as I said it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was just gonna suggest you take it to Vegas because I'll probably have my riding crop out there.
Ooh. It's 10 feet long. I mean, it's part of the thing is it when I try to use it, I mean, it's all over the place. If you're not careful, you could really, you could break the skin, or if you're that's one thing my spiritual advisor said, you got to be really careful, because you can break bones with that.
Mm.
If you're not
spiritual advisor?
My spiritual advisor is
his dominatrix.
I call him my spiritual. No,
My mom always told me I was cool.
I'll tell you about her. I'll tell you about her off the air. But anyway, one things we got to talk about. We got to talk about Rian Johnson. Some news broke actually this morning, and just so that we can do it properly. Yeah, we had some breaking news this morning, according to John Campia.
We dropped a video a couple hours before that saying the exact same thing, and we brought it up. I don't know how many times before. Mecha has and everything.
September.
Too.
Yeah, I brought it up in September is when I said that this was happening. So actually, we talked about it in September too. This is when Bob Iger said, "Well, I'll let you guys get into the story."
So, according to John Campia, and the release schedule we saw the other day, is that those movies that were named as Star Wars movies, 2022, 2024, 2026. Those are the Benioff and Weiss movies.
Mhm.
The Rian Johnson trilogy is apparently dead in the water. $2, deranged lunatic, yay, porn. Like, yay, yes. I mean, what other reaction can you have to porn than yay, porn?
Well, if it's the wrong kind of porn,
Yeah, there's always the let's click off of this.
It's like I'm in a weird part of YouTube again.
Some nights will do the trick, but
you've gotten the wrong porn when you go, oh God, no.
Or you might have the right porn.
Good. I was just gonna say, yeah, that sounds about right, maybe.
No, you have the right porn when you say, oh God, yes.
Oh, okay, that's clear. That makes more sense.
Mary's put the sunglasses on. Yeah, and believe it or not, I was a time was a lot more shy.
There was a time when Rob was more shy. Why, oh why? Can we go back
to the robot Shlomo? So John Campia, according to his sources, and hopefully I found the settings to turn my mic up. John Campia, according to his sources within Lucasfilm or within whatever he said, I don't remember his exact wording, but he says that the Rian Johnson trilogy is officially kaput. We haven't heard confirmation from Disney yet, but his sources are very accurate, and they've been confirmed at another time with other news that has floated his way. Patrick Allen just says, "Rob, I'm the womanizer." Yeah, I'm womanizer. Like I'm out waxing their car. That's the woman. Yeah, Simonize.
You should be waxing something there, my friend.
Giggity. Oh, what's the sound effect? Damn it. Okay. But anyway, so
we have a whip. Oh, sorry. A funk.
So anyway, we're just having too much fun here. So, like I said, Robert Meyer Burnett was actually on with John Campia this morning, and they were talking about it. And I really have no reason not to believe this. I really don't.
Ryan Johnson, right?
What was that?
He's one of the biggest supporters of Rian Johnson. Like, why would he lie about or like not be able to?
Because we get more views than he does.
Yeah, because didn't he say those who don't like Rian Johnson are a bunch of sister lovers or some shit?
Yeah, we were cousin humping basement dwellers is what Campia called us. Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah, and I already complained about it in the video. I don't need to keep dragging his name forward, but
don't get us wrong, we are very, very good friends with Robert Meyer Burnett, but
he never called me a cousin humper, so
exactly. It's pretty obvious that we're not having John Campia on anytime soon. So.
Hey, I am not a cousin humping basement dweller.
I'm Krispy Kreme McDonald's.
That's right.
Hey!
Ryan, don't make me get the whip. We got another super chat. So, okay, discuss, people. Let's discuss. I've monopolized the hold on. $5 super chat, River 727. Was it ever said that D&D would direct films, or would they produce, oversee trilogy directors hired by them? We don't know. That's the thing.
Yeah, that's kind of speculation, and it could even be a possibility that Rian directs those movies. We don't know, but I don't think that's the case. And I brought up to Andre and a few other people that brought up in the comments on his video from this morning that maybe Ryan's trilogy or the Benioff and Weiss trilogy, one of them got moved to Disney Plus, but again, I don't know. What do you guys think of that?
I think he's out. I think he's been out for a while. I think Bob Iger and has fired him and Kathleen Kennedy like quietly. I think they're being ghosted, and I don't think they're getting. I don't think he's getting a trilogy because keep in mind, look what happened with Kathleen Kennedy. You know, I think we talked about this in September, where she didn't know Carrie Fisher was coming back for Return of the Skywalker. You know, she didn't even know that Carrie Fisher was back, so she's out of the loop. But she keeps insisting, "Oh yes, Ryan's trilogy's on." So I think that Bob Iger has been kind of quietly pushing those people out of the loop.
Mhm. Well, I mean, like, and it makes sense to just sort of let it quietly die, as it were. Like, they don't want any more drama than there has to be. So, and she's out. Like, her contract ends in what, 2022, 2021.
Yeah.
21. Yeah.
So yeah, 2021. And so like she's out the door, like as presumably they're not going to renew that, right? Like we can't think of any, there's been so many screw ups. I imagine she's gone essentially. They're just gonna let it quietly die and let her run her mouth and blah blah blah. And then when the time comes, we'll just continue on with business as usual. Is what I think. Just let it die quietly.
That's not unreasonable. I mean, because that's kind of the thing. I mean, there will be very little fanfare when she does quit and or take her. You know, this is essentially her retirement package. This new deal, this 3-year deal, and she'll go and she'll work with whatever Me Too organization or whatever, and you know she'll support. She'll come. She'll speak at events, and she'll you know, be Kathleen Kennedy Lifetime Achievement Award, blah blah blah, and you know, she'll be executive producer, I'm sure, on something. But as far as having an active role in anything, like I said, after 2021, that's it. And she, if Rian Johnson is indeed fired, this shows you how very little power she has left at Lucasfilm. Because she was the one that still believed in him. I believe in Ryan. I believe in him. I believe that he's doing great work for us. I totally support his vision, his artistic. Why does Kathleen Kennedy sound like I don't know. Like I don't know what that voice is.
You are drunk, KK. Go home.
Ka-ching, ka-ching.
We got 2 more super chats. Let me
Yep.
see. Hold on. Thank you for being on top of that phrasing. James Tyler. Oh, President James Tyler's here. No way. Oh man, it's gotta be kind of hard to be on this chat when you're dead. Been dead for 150 years. F Campy, seriously, F him. Couple of years he ranted about Affleck leaving. Then when his rehab came up, Campia said other journalists knew about it.
We're still doing it.
I don't know about that. I don't know anything about that. Let's see what the other super chat is. And $5 super chat from Thomas Gilkey. No message. Just $5 super chat. Yeah, thank you very much. Thomas Gilkey?
Thomas is best.
What?
Thomas is the best. He's one of my moderators. So.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you, Thomas. You have the Mary Mayhem seal of approval. Okay, now I've discussed people. I've said my piece.
Fuck Rian Johnson's trilogy. I think he's going to. I don't think it's gonna happen. I think they're just going to keep indefinitely pushing it out and pushing it out and pushing it out until he's either dead or he's just busy constantly.
So much that they were pushing it out, they never even really officially announced it.
Right.
Like when it was going to happen.
Right. Well, the only thing we have on the slate is just the trilogy that like starting in 22, right? It's just the one trilogy. Like so
and we don't know if it's trilogies or standalones too. That's the other thing. They haven't confirmed what they are. And of course, like Andre was saying on the video this afternoon or this morning that dropped, just because they haven't announced what these movies are, it doesn't mean that they don't know what these movies are. They just aren't telling us yet. So they probably know which ones these are.
The timing, though, the fact that it's like legit, like alternating with Avatar and it's always at the same time frame, like it screams trilogy to me. Like it just screams like expect it like you do a Star Wars movie at Christmas, you know?
Yeah, just more of the same stuff that nobody's gonna watch, I think. Because like you've got Jumanji 2 coming out this year, or 3 rather, and then you've got like the Avatar movies, and there's gonna always be something else. And I think if Star Wars keeps making these basically theatrical direct to DVD sequels, is what they kind of feel like to me. I think people are going to keep losing interest because they're not really putting the work into developing the characters or the world or yeah. It's just frustrating.
How dare you? How dare you? They worked so hard, you cousin humping basement dweller. Like, no, like that's we're gonna hear plenty more of that, aren't we?
Yeah.
Now, did somebody say in the chat earlier that Collider deleted the video?
I saw that comment too. I don't know.
Collider might have.
Yeah.
When I made my video about an hour ago, John Campia's 2 videos saying pretty much what we were saying. He's got a source, except we didn't say we had a source. We just said this is what it seems like.
I heard the same thing.
Yeah.
So we actually have a couple sources on that one. Yeah.
Well,
we
yeah.
always cross-reference our sources on everything. So
I think that's what he had said he had done, was he basically cross-referenced his sources and came up to basically the same conclusion.
Yeah, but I came up to that conclusion in September, just by reading what was said.
Affleck video, that's what he meant. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Anybody reading the tea leaves probably came a lot. Well, like I said, you came to that conclusion, but
yeah, we could have. I mean, like, we've known this was coming. I think I didn't really. I cannot see Rian Johnson them letting him put his fingers back into it. I understand Bob Iger's on his way out as well, but like he still has a reputation to uphold. I just can't see
that
him.
is President Iger.
Making that run or whatever.
He's running.
Did he announce it? I know there's talk about it.
He's done. Yeah, so it'll be the next time, not this time, but yeah.
Yeah, it'll be 2024. Please don't. Please.
He's got to protect his image.
Could be worse options.
I mean,
hard to think of any right now. But I don't want to talk about too much about politics, but really,
I was gonna say, are you kidding me?
Okay, but anyway,
yeah, it could be worse. It could be Kathleen Kennedy.
Oh Lord.
I dare her to run for president.
She would make
Mecha, no.
Actually, Mecha, she had a response to that.
You're not my supervisor!
So,
are you kidding? Do you imagine the material less YouTube channels could get out of Kathleen Kennedy running for president? Holy shit.
Endless.
Yeah, the news outlets would kiss her ass though, so we'd just be seen as like alt-right or whatever is all. Well, pretty much like we already are, even though none of us, I don't think, are. But anyway, or at least even conservative, let alone alt-right.
It would write itself. The jokes write themselves. Really, I keep saying no.
The sea cow or whatever. Like,
I keep saying that. I really do picture like Kathleen Kennedy coming home every day and her husband Frank Marshall sitting by the pool, and she's just like, "Oh my god, I can't take this anymore. I can't take this." And it's just there's pressure, so much pressure. They're firing Ryan and Frank Marshall sitting there by the pool with a Hawaiian shirt with a drink. Hey, honey, how was work today? So he's getting rubbed out.
You just listen it. No.
He's getting rubbed on by some Swedish, like some 22-year-old Swedish masseuse. honey, this is Ilsa. You're gonna love her. She's gonna be staying with us for a while.
I mean, she can stay with me.
I'll hang out with Ilsa.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be just like the Mary Mecha show, only plus
one. Oh, what I done?
Doomcock. Yeah, get on board or get murdered by Doomcock.
Doomcock has promised me Australia when he conquers the earth. So
why do you want Australia?
Lots of beachfront property.
Australia.
Spiders. Lots of spiders. Lots of spiders. Like certain death mounts.
That's right. I get New Zealand.
Well, okay. Well, $5. River 727. Ka-ching. Will we ever see anthology films again if D&D perform well? No, I don't think we will, because they got Avatar coming in the off years.
Well, they will eventually if they do well. Yeah, I think. I don't think that we'd count that out because what else are they going to do? It's one of those things where it's kind of timed out to where when this next trilogy's done, if they are going to try and do anything else with the newer cast from episode 7, 8, and 9, that's the time they'll probably do it. So they can introduce yet another round of new people.
I mean, I just think they should just kind of go back pre this saga, right? Like go back to the Old Republic and do something that we're at least slightly.
Well, that's the rumor, yeah, that's what the Benioff and White.
I'd like that as long as it's done well. Although I know they kind of screwed up Game of Thrones. Although I haven't seen anything, so I couldn't say exactly how they screwed it up. But I hear rumors floating around that they've destroyed it utterly. So.
Oh yeah, I've heard that too.
So it might not be any better if they get their hands on it than Rian Johnson. We'll have to see.
Well, I haven't got much more to say about this, so I don't know if you want to.
No, it's almost kind of like a, like an end of an era because how long have we? I mean, if it's true, I mean, if he's really out,
What era? What era?
The era of the Cartman, the reign of Cartman, man.
Hey, you're gonna be a trash can when I'm done with you.
Bad Rian Johnson. Bad Rian Johnson. It's a bad Rian Johnson. Down, boy. Down. You will behave, Ryan.
I was kind of like Michael Jackson there.
Don't flatter yourself, Ryan. Okay.
Damn it! Stop hitting me.
This is the. Okay, I gotta make a sports ball reference for.
Don't make me hit you, Rian Johnson.
This is the Eddie Curry era of the New York Knicks. Eddie Curry was the guy you wanted. Hold on. Mecha's threatened to hit Rian Johnson. Hold on.
Make me hit you, Ryan.
Yes, mistress.
I love it.
Mecha, I'll upload that to Drive for you. That music.
Sweet. I need that. I need that for my theme song. I think for my videos because I never have time to find it on YouTube.
All right, I'll take care of that for you. Don't worry.
Well, anyway, yeah. Next story. Rob's not a horror fan, so he didn't even bother watching this because he hasn't seen the first one.
Hey, how dare you say it? I am too a horror fan.
A horror, not horror fan, Rob.
Horror.
That's Frankenhooker.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
That's completely different then.
Chapter 2 or AIIT, I've seen it called in certain places there because they tried to drop the Chapter 2 moniker, but I don't know how well that's going to work now. I'm going to be the out person here because we did talk a little bit about the show. I'm going to be the person here who actually said I kind of liked it. I liked the look of it better than I did the first movie because I was one of those that didn't really care for the first movie as much because I'm like, people aren't noticing that this movie is a bunch of payoff and no setup. And the only reason people aren't noticing is because everybody's seen the miniseries. That's why. And they already know what was supposed to be there. They're just not noticing it. At least in my opinion. For example, there was the scene with the blood in the bathroom. In the miniseries and in the book, she has to clean the blood up like several times and it keeps coming back and keeps coming back. And it doesn't stay away until they all help her clean it up together. They have the payoff in the movie where they all clean it up together, but they don't show her attempting to clean it up herself several times. You know what I'm saying? And they also have like beep, beep, Richie, the line in there. And it's like, they don't set that up at all either. So it means nothing. So unless you know what it means, it's pointless in the movie. It just, no, my phone's on vibrator. Oops. All right. So otherwise though, I did like the looks of this trailer. I thought it was kind of creepy and cool. I noticed that everywhere I went to watch it, for some reason it was really low res. I don't know what the deal is with that. Even the Warner Brothers main YouTube channel had it really kind of low res. I don't know if it was just me or everybody else, but I know you said it was kind of muddy, Mecha. Maybe that's why. I don't know if you had the same problem.
It was for me. It just looked like somebody had like dipped the thing in tea or wiped their ass with it. It was very brown. It was very very like aged looking, and they did it on purpose, I think, to kind of make it look creepy. And because the town is supposed to be very out of fashion, out of style, out of place, out of touch a little bit. And I don't know, it's to me, like, I think I totally get what you're saying about the first one. I think I enjoyed the first one more because I went in wanting to like it, but now after I've sat on it for a little bit, I don't like it nearly as much, and I'm probably never going to watch it again because I think my problem with it is just the source material. I'm not a big fan of the source material. Like, the movie was fine. Like, the first one was fine. I just was really annoyed. I remember more being annoyed by the person who flashed me in the face with her cell phone next to me than actually anything about the movie. So
yeah, I think, were you on the channel yet when I reviewed it or when we talked about
I don't think so. I think I was still gaming then. I don't think
because
I
I
was doing.
complained that because there was two guys behind me that were talking through the whole movie, and they couldn't have been much older than my kid. And I'm sitting here thinking, first of all, everything you guys are saying is bullshit because you don't even know what you're talking about. Because they're like, oh, this was in the original movie, or they changed this and that and the other and blah, 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 and stuff like that. It's like, okay, you guys watched the original movie, that's fine. I so wanted to just turn around and go, look, if I wanted to see the movie with the audio commentary, I'd wait for the DVD. But luckily somebody else said something instead. But it was like, oh my God, it was annoying as piss because it was a packed theater. I wasn't expecting it to be packed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, mine was packed too.
It doesn't actually take much to scare me. Like, to be, in all fairness, I am very easily spooked. So I'm not the kind of person, I don't really watch horror. I don't get into horror. It's just not my thing. But I watched, so like with that disclaimer sort of out of the way ahead of time, I was legitimately freaked out by this trailer. It, like, just the movements of it was really bizarre and demonic looking, and like it was uneasy. The whole feeling was incredibly uneasy to me, right? Like, she's just sitting there and you get that something's off about this. And I'm not a fan of Stephen King just because, like I said, I don't do horror, so I'm not super familiar with all of this stuff. And it was just, you could tell right away there was something really off about this lady. And then she's moving in the background and then she's naked, and why are you naked? And it was just really unsettling for me.
She does like a weird shuffle dance, yeah.
Yeah.
Ding, cha-ching.
Phil Farkley, $5 says, Mecha, are you familiar with Star Trek Online? I know some lads and ladies who will be prepping it at STLV this year. We can get you in the VVIP lounge. Oh, wow.
Ooh, right. I am familiar with it. I don't play it. I've never played it, but I wouldn't. I don't know what the VIP lounge does for it.
I think he actually early checked out, like he went away because he.
Me?
Oh, there you go.
No, I'm here. Yeah, I'm familiar with Star Trek Online, but that you probably but that question was for Mecha since she's a lot cuter than I am.
Yeah, I am. Bad here. I'm doing your job.
Well, sorry. Like I said, this is still part of the horror thing. This is still I'm out of my element in this one.
You're fired.
See, I'm out of my element in modern horror too, because I don't like a lot of modern horror. Like this movie, yeah, it looked really creepy. It reminded me a lot of like the M. Night Shyamalan. What was that? The Visit that came out not too long ago, a couple years back.
They hung on this one scene.
Yeah, which I think is fine to not really spoil much, to kind of set up the mood. It was creepy. I'll give it that. It was creepy, but I think I think that's just because I don't like this new Pennywise. I don't like the voice. I don't find him to be anything that a kid would actually go up and look at. I think they tried to make him too creepy.
And I even talked to Tommy Lee Wallace, the director of the It miniseries, and I brought this up because he hadn't even watched, at least at the time of the interview, he had not yet watched the remake. And he's like, it's not out of protest or anything. He just hadn't got to it yet. But he had noticed that too, because that's the first thing I brought up to him. I'm like, it was just perfect casting to get Tim Curry to play Pennywise, because he was everything you needed him to be. He was charming, cute, and funny when you needed him to be those, but then the moment he had to turn on a dime and be evil and sadistic and scary, he could do it without one single special effect. He did not need CGI. He did not need anything special to make him look, and then I brought up the fact that this Pennywise looks scary from the start. What kid is going to go near that clown? Period. He's like, oh yeah. He goes, I can see that being a huge problem. And I was thinking the same thing during the trailer. And that was my biggest beef with the original film was, or with the first part of this, was that, yeah, it miscast Pennywise. And not only that, it makes no sense whatsoever because he uses the clown in the book for two reasons. One, it's easy to lure kids in with, and two, it's quick to change. You know, kids are just as scary as they are as attracted to clowns. So it was like his favorite form in that sense that he could use it in both ways. But otherwise, in the book, he's not the clown that much.
Doesn't
See,
he have like one eye that like sort of stares off in the opposite direction?
yeah, because whatever Skarsgård kid it is, I can't even remember anymore. He's got a lazy eye, yeah.
Oh, okay. Is that why they cast him for it?
Right, maybe he doesn't have a lazy eye, but he can do that. Well, he said he did it in the audition.
I wonder, like, what if it wouldn't have been better to have him like have the clown look straight, like try to make him look more like a clown, like kid friendly, and then whenever things are about to start to go off and like go sideways, have his eye go sideways.
Yeah.
Like that would be unsettling, I would think.
Yeah. Well, we got a $2 super chat. Captain Hare, ka-ching. Star Trek Online died from a terminal STD. Yeah, that's when I stopped playing, when they added Star Trek Discovery stuff to it.
See, if you go out there, you could go and tell me all I need to know about the Star Trek Online.
Okay.
Ooh.
You decided I was going though.
I decided everybody's going, just nobody's going with me.
So we can have some money to spend on hookers.
I am still accepting donations on my GoFundMe, so I can get the camera. I need a camera so I can actually record everything.
Oh yeah, and then we need that pesky stuff called food.
And food. Oh yeah, I didn't just factor in any food, and like the buffets are like $50, so in Vegas.
Donate, give till it hurts. Okay, people.
Well, we should talk to Andre really, really soon about that if we're serious. So, but yeah, wasn't there some more news to move on to? Since
I tried these once, people laughed at me. So it shows how
people laughed at you for what?
For trying to be serious.
Oh, that yeah. Well, that's the only time you got to laugh. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Is there what other news? Is there? Yeah, usually. Usually I only elicit that laughter when I'm naked. So that's.
Oh, you even did one better on me. Mic drop.
Ooh. Yeah.
I just dropped my pen on my desk. I don't have a mic. So this mic's expensive. I'm not gonna drop that.
I ain't dropping this mic. You fucking crazy?
What other
Well, let's first talk about the Lost Boys. Mecha, did you do a story about this yet?
I have. I just haven't had time to upload a video.
I think you said something about it, but I didn't see it pop up, so I wanted to make sure. Yeah. So according to reports, the CW, they were doing a Lost Boys series, which we had talked about before. Weren't they gender swapping this too, Mecha? Wasn't that the deal?
Gender swap? It's basically a complete reboot, with gender swapped Frog Brothers.
Yeah, that's right. The Frog Sisters, as Demented Pictures just popped up there with.
They gender swap everything. What's the Jesus?
Mm-hmm. Directed by a director of Twilight too.
Yeah, but so much synergy there. Patrick Ollinger, Tom, is 80s your favorite decade for horror movies? Probably, yeah. Late 70s and through the early 90s. That's a good era. Basically, though, we were reporting on this. The CW picked up the show, I think it was, but they're reshooting the entire pilot. Is that the case, Mecha? Is that what you gathered?
Yeah, they're redoing the pilot. Let me pull up the article here. They, according to bloodydisgusting.com, they are redoing the entire pilot. They might even be doing some recasting. They're reworking it. I guess the network loved the script, but it didn't really sync up to what people were expecting or wanting. So yeah, they're just gonna redo the whole thing. Hopefully, it's a good thing. Hopefully, it won't be like just more of the same crap. Because I worry because this is a CW sort of thing. It's going to be too teenagey and too woke and too modern and too dark and too feelings and
beaches and caves.
Yeah, feelings in beaches and caves and. And I only care about this because The Lost Boys is my all-time favorite movie, and that's why I care so much.
Yeah, few people who that's their favorite movie, to be honest with you. So I'm not surprised that this show is getting a lot of following on it. And Rob, you a big fan of The Lost Boys, or did you ever catch it? The movie from the 80s?
Is this a bad time to say I've never seen The Lost Boys?
You should. This is actually one of those
damn it.
non-horror movies. You really need to see it.
What the hell can I tell you?
You will love it. You will love it. Trust me. It is fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
It is more of a comedy than it is a scary movie.
Mecha's sad.
One thing I don't understand about Santa Clara, all the goddamn vampires.
Well, you can introduce me to him, Mecha. That's the thing. You can see me watching for the first time.
Oh, it's not a typical horror. It was directed by Joel Schumacher, Rob. That should tell you.
It's a funny movie.
Yeah, it's actually pretty good. It's got, the two Corys in it. It's got.
Okay. Listen, like I said, I had much different priorities back then. Okay, I was always big. I was big into anime. I was
one of the biggest movies of '87, wasn't it?
Yeah, that and Spaceballs.
In '87, that was that big. Besides that, and maybe
Spaceballs. Inner Space was '87.
Princess Bride, yeah. Probably made more of those.
I think I saw freaking. I was into comedy. I wanted to go see Back to School twice.
Well, it is pretty much a comedy. That's what I was trying to tell you. Is I'm surprised you didn't, because it's kind of like, it's even more of a comedy than American Werewolf in London is.
Yeah, that's surprising. Like you said, people are surprised that as the one horror movie I actually really do like. American Werewolf.
And I know that, and that's why I say you'll like this. Predator was the biggest movie of '87, I bet. Now that I think about it, Predator or Lethal Weapon. Oh, actually, we're all wrong. Leonard Nimoy's Three Men and a Baby. Totally forgot. I thought that came out in '88, but it was Christmas '87. I forgot.
Well, by the time anyone saw it, it was '88, though.
Did Crocodile Dundee?
Cop 2, I forgot about. Yeah, what was that?
Didn't Crocodile Dundee get released that year too?
That was '86. The number one movies of '87 were Three Men and a Baby, Fatal Attraction, Beverly Hills Cop 2, Good Morning Vietnam, Moonstruck, Untouchable, Secret of My Success, Stakeout, and Lethal Weapon. With honorable mentions being Dirty Dancing, Predator, La Bamba, RoboCop, Eddie Murphy Raw, which isn't that still? No, I don't think that's the highest grossing concert film anymore.
I love
Nightmare on Elm Street 3, of course, Mannequin, which we just talked about, Spaceballs, yep.
I saw that. I saw Eddie Murphy Raw twice in the theaters that year too.
Woo! Woo!
Yeah.
Lost Boys 32 million. So that's not too bad. That was in that same region of the movies we were just talking about. So
I was like, I think I wasn't Octopussy was that year too, wasn't
it? Maybe. Look here.
I was 2. So
87, yeah, I was 8. So
Police Academy 4, of course. And Interspace did as well as you thought, Rebecca.
Oh, it didn't? I don't remember what else came out.
It only made $5 million more than Jaws the Revenge.
Revenge of the Nerds 2 came out in 87.
Nerds 2 is in here. Harry Anderson's.
You're making me feel old. I was 17.
Sorry, I just haven't seen any of this. So
these are great movies that we're mentioning. Oh, Flowers in the Attic and Hellraiser came out that year too. I forgot.
That's right.
And I don't like horror, so I don't go out of my way to see like old horror films either. So like, if
Lost Boys was in the comedy section always, though. It wasn't in the
Lost Date came out that year. Roxanne. Yeah.
God, I want to go back to '87 and just like go to the video store and just camp in front of my grandmother's TV on the floor.
Arizona came out that year too. I totally.
Mecca.
And Born in East LA and Masters of the Universe came out.
Born in East LA. I've watched the crap out of that.
What is this? I don't know, Cinco de Mayo or something. What is that? I don't know.
Born in East LA, man. I was born in East LA.
What was Police Academy 4 '87?
Yeah, I said that earlier, but yeah. Ernest Goes to Camp.
Next thing and land.
Man, '87 was a better year than I thought it was.
Yeah, '87 is probably my favorite year for.
Yeah, Ishtar came out that year. I forgot all about Ishtar. Made $6 million.
Seriously, are you really disappointed? I've never seen a lot of these movies.
Kind of.
Always a little bit, because it was always I never seen it categorized as a horror. Never. It was always in like the comedy section or
Lost Boys is always in comedy for me, and
Yeah.
or action adventure.
yeah, because everybody compared it to like Goonies with vampires, basically. That's
Yeah,
kind of what
it is.
Young Jack Bauer. Yeah.
I haven't seen An American Werewolf in London either.
I haven't either, actually.
Oh, are you serious? You ladies need to see that.
That's just, see, I got one up on you. John
Mecca,
Lynn.
you love that fucking movie. It's good.
Is it
Yeah.
scary or
It's
Not
scary.
really.
No, not really, but it's actually it's hard to explain for someone who's never seen it.
It's more fantasy filled and more of it is kind of a comedy slash what would you call it?
There's comedic elements, but it's like comedic horror, I guess.
They show off more of the special effects than they do gore or anything like that. Like it was more famous for the transformation effects because it was the first time they actually showed a lot of the transformation on camera for a werewolf.
Yeah, Rick Baker won an award for that. I remember.
I mean, do a watch party. I'll watch it. Let's go.
Yeah,
That's what we got to add to the list. Then definitely that and Lost Boys. Yes.
First night I played trivia with the current group I play with. There was a tiebreaker question. There was not tiebreaker question. We're going to the last round, and they said that actually came up. What was the name of the pub in American Werewolf in London? And Zalm, one of the guys we play with, he's a real obsessive compulsive. I don't want to say his name. And he's like, "Oh, does anybody know the name?" I go, "The Slaughtered Lamb." Are you sure? Put it down. So okay, so and that actually tilted the game in our favor, and we wound up winning. And he goes and he looks at me because I've been playing as a solo and scoring like 45 points, which was out of 80 as a solo player. And so he looks at me because other teams have been trying to recruit me, and he goes, "He's ours." It's just yeah. So.
We have to do trivia. I have Trivial Pursuit. I have Jeopardy. I have a lot of these games I can play, like for like a game.
It'd been funner if we could do it with like that Jackbox stuff that you were doing.
I probably could if anyone wants to like walk me through installing a voice meter thing, maybe. But
yeah, it's not.
Or I could just buy it for Tom. I can probably just buy you the game if you can install Steam.
Or just tell me where to get it. Yeah. If not, actually, I mean, you know how to run it and stuff. And Rob, it's real easy. Rob walked me through the voice meter thing. It's super, super easy.
Mm-hmm.
Until they release a new version or something conflicts with it. So
yeah.
Well, didn't you say they are doing a new version?
Yeah, the new version's coming out probably this week. So just sit tight and wait, and when the new version comes out, and but you got to uninstall the old version before you put install the new version.
Says he recently did a video about American Werewolf.
But like I said, I'm sorry, I haven't seen a lot of these movies.
Well, that's all right. No, but Lost Boys is one that you should see because it's not really a film. The vampires, like even when they get the vampires, they found like really inventive ways so they're not just a bunch of blood and guts. Like, isn't the one that explodes has like it's all sparkly and shit?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. The deaths are quotable and funny and memorable and not really gory and
stereo.
Well, I wasn't gonna spoil it, but it's very quotable.
As the Coreys too.
Yeah.
Feldman, it's one of his best, definitely.
It is. Even Haim. I like them both in this.
Yeah, well, actually, it is probably Haim's best, definitely.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, don't screw up the Lost Boys, please.
You look, man. I can't get over it. You look so upset. Like, oh, I didn't. Yeah, it's
favorite fucking movie, man.
It's my favorite movie. No, I might be a bit of an actress. I don't know.
I know. It's just like I feel like so.
I might be a better actress than Brie Larson. I'm not saying anything, but
okay. Well, we gotta go ahead, Rob.
Just a low bar, Mecha. Come on.
I know.
Much.
We do have a lot of Marvel news, so why don't we get on that? First of all, if you're interested in seeing Captain Marvel on home video, or you're wondering or worried about when that was coming out, because I know everybody is.
No.
Look for June, I think 11th it is, something like that.
I don't please. Oh, I know I'm gonna get people sending that to me in my PO box because of Goose the Cat, right?
Well, maybe. If somebody wants to send me a 3D version from overseas, that'd be nice. Because that's
My
the only way-
reaction to getting Captain Marvel on Blu-ray DVD.
Ew!
So
I'll
I got
send you.
Star Trek Discovery in my PO box. So.
you did? Oh my
Yeah.
god!
It's fine. It's fine because I can have it on like legit, and then have it for my collection, so they can't say, "Oh, you pirated it." And like, no, I have it on DVD, bitch.
Right? And it's funny that the story you just posted in the chat here, Mecha, is one of the stories we're getting to. But
Okay.
also, the better part of this news with the Captain Marvel thing wasn't even Captain Marvel. Fuck Captain Marvel. Who cares? Because we already knew before this that was coming on Disney streaming November 11th or whatever it is. Maybe that's where I got the 11th from. Because I think it's June 6th that comes out on Blu-ray. And then in 2 weeks or whatever before that in digital streaming. Endgame, they announced, will be on Disney Plus in December. So mark your calendars. And I said, so if that's going to be on Disney Plus in December, I posted on Bill Hunt's Twitter. I'm like, I'm assuming then July or August is when we can expect Endgame. And he said August. So I'm assuming he's heard something already. So there you go. So mark your calendars accordingly. If you're curious as to when those are coming out on home video, them are the dates or times to expect them. In other Marvel news, Rob, tell us this deal about the new gay character that we already know, apparently, that is going to reveal itself or reveal him or herself at some point as gay. Ooh, is it Black Widow?
Is it me? Is it me? I bet it's me.
No, you're bi.
We're already out of the closet.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, there's a character, and they're going to reveal themselves that they're gay. So
that's right. That's all that the story is. It's kind of like
what it's a non-story.
Well, who can it be left? Like, go through the characters that we know already. If it isn't Captain Marvel, which either Captain Marvel or Black Widow are my guesses, because it's not Doctor Strange, not Ant-Man, unless it's Sam. Do you think it could be Sam?
No.
Maybe.
People are saying, what's his name? Falcon. Yeah.
No, that's why I said Samuel.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you, Tito Jorge, however you want me to say it. It is
Rocket.
I knew it all this time. It was Rocket.
I mean, I bet it'll be Captain Marvel, honestly. Did you see her haircut?
Nick Fury. That's could be. We've never seen Nick Fury with a woman. That's very true.
He's got too much time. He doesn't have time on his hands for.
Yeah, but he was a little. Look at how he is in Captain Marvel.
Look at him in Unicorn Store. He's playing a gay version of Hollywood, who's already a gay character to begin with.
Hollywood.
Yeah.
I really don't want to see a gay Nick Fury. I'm just saying.
I don't think it's Nick Fury. It's got to be one of the few ladies, or
it'll be Captain Marvel, so she can be representation, and it's just more critic proofing because she wants it anyway. She's okay with it.
It could be Black Panther's sister too. That's a possibility.
Yeah.
A major character, isn't it?
Yeah.
They didn't say it was a major character. They said they confirmed two characters. Right. One of them we had seen and one we haven't seen. So it's somebody we've seen before Endgame. It's nobody they introduced. But they didn't
character.
As I was thinking, that was one of my guesses, is Jeff Goldblum's. Or somebody like
so he'd probably screw anything from the looks of them.
I don't care as long as they do it well. I just don't want to feel like some token bull crap.
Well, right. That's what I kept saying when it kept coming up about Star Wars. I'm like, when has sex ever been a thing in Star Wars outside of the few times people have had kids?
Right.
Really?
And then it's not like it's just this sort of gesturing to it sort of thing.
Right. So again, unless there's some reason to have a character be gay in a story, like for some kind of love story, then it really doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
It really, really doesn't, unless they are flaming gay.
Plot or like character development. Why do we care? I would just like to feel normal for a minute, Like, why do you have to make it some big dog and pony show?
Well, because it gives them a pat on the back for diversity and inclusion and all that bullshit, which basically just turns us into a bunch of circus freaks.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah, I brought that up that one time, and I told Mecha to run with it because it's true. They're basically grandstanding, and showing everybody off like they're using them just like they used to use the freaks in the circus.
Yes.
But yet acting like they're so fucking noble.
It's honestly, it has nothing to do with anything. It's such a small piece of who you are. So I don't really know, unless it has something deliberately to do with the plot or character development. I don't know why it has to be pointed at. It's not, it's only a big deal because you're making it a big deal. It's not that critical. I don't know. It's very frustrating because you feel like you're being used in a way, like you're being pointed to. Oh, look how woke. I don't care how woke you are. Why is what I do in my bedroom any of your damn business?
Right. And I don't want to know what some of these characters do in their bedrooms. What does it matter to me? It's like I don't need to know these things because it's not important to the story, and it cheapens the character and makes it all about what is between their legs or who they sleep with, you know. And there's more to life than just the superficial stuff, right?
Yes.
How good of a parent are they? How caring are they? Do they take care of their pets? You know, can we make some stupid, ridiculous sort of tokenism to every time we hear, oh yes, we're having a token diverse, you know, token this or that? Can we make a big deal out of, yes, but what color of socks do they wear? Damn it, that's important. We can only judge a person by what color of socks they wear.
Well, speaking of socks, I think that's what
it's so superficial. It doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter unless it has something to do with the character's development or the plot. And I'm not saying get rid of all romance in films, because obviously you don't want to do that. Of course, that's a beautiful aspect of these things, but it needs to matter. Like just pointing at it and going, oh, they're gay, but not having the balls to actually show it frustrates me. Like, you can't just point at something and say it exists and make it matter. Like, it needs to have something to do with something important. Otherwise, it's just tokenism and insulting.
Right. And as I was just going to say is, speaking of socks, we have to remember we're talking about characters who wear underwear on the outside of their clothes.
Mm-hmm.
It
And
doesn't matter that much.
Really, yeah. I mean, it was like kind of like the whole Bert and Ernie gay thing. It's like, why should it matter? You know, it doesn't. It's stupid because it makes no sense one way or the other to have it be any part of a character unless it's actually part of the story. Mm-hmm. That's the only reason. Even STD had it to be part of the story, and it wasn't even that great. Because we go through this whole thing to where it's like, I'm like, okay, they actually are going to have Culber be different. And then, no, they just end up back together. Like it's nothing. Or it's just like, made a big bunch of shit for nothing. Yeah.
Make it normal like they did like with Hawk's family, right? Like with Hawkeye's family. Like, you never pointed to or made a big deal out of that, right?
Well, they were more surprised that he just had a family in general. But yeah, you could have done the same thing with a guy. I mean, it doesn't really matter.
And nobody would have batted an eye if you don't make a big deal out of it, then it's not a big deal. Just make it normal. Make it feel normal instead of making it feel woke. I just want it to feel normal. Like I probably nobody even knows this show, but there's a show I watch called Ruby. It's an American anime, and they had a gay couple in it, and it felt so normal. It was done so well. And I honestly, like, I wanted to cry as I saw it because it made me feel like this was okay. No one made a big deal out of it. It just happened to be these two side characters who happened to be lesbians and happened to have a little boy. And it just happened to be the situation. And nobody pointed at it. Nobody made a big deal out of it. It just was what it was. And nothing about it felt like anything other than just completely organic. Just make it feel normal. If you're going to do it, I don't want to feel like you're using it as some token, some chess piece to move in your favor. That's so frustrating.
Well, look at how they handled Negasonic Teenage Warhead in Deadpool 2.
Yes.
You know, they made it so that her girlfriend was like just this super cute little Japanese girl, you know, and
it also played into the story as well because it was part of the joke. You know, it was like this thing they kept playing with, so they actually went out of their way to make it part of the story instead of it just have it being a thing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So you can do like I hate that they're like, oh yes. I hate that just those little technicalities of like, oh, well, it's the first one in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Because like you could even point to this characters like we already have gay characters in Deadpool last year or 2 years ago or whatever.
Why is everybody making a huge deal out of it?
Oh, because it's not the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
All these milestones. Why don't we just do it? Just do it. Stop talking about it and just do it.
Well, it's like that Brie Larson article that I think was Breitbart wrote not too long ago, where they called her ungrateful and entitled and all of these things for basically not recognizing that other people have already had these milestones before her, and she's not that special. The world doesn't revolve around her. And same thing with these. Same thing with this. Like, just because you're introducing yet another gay character, but it's the first in this little loophole technicality of your Marvel Cinematic Universe, we're supposed to pat you on the back for it. We're supposed to give a crap, or are you going to wake up and realize that no, people are more than what's in between their legs and who they sleep with, or the color of their skin, or what they wear on top of their head, or whatever. People don't understand any of this. It doesn't matter to people. Like, give us something a little bit more adult than that.
Well, and honestly, if you're the kind of person that hangs your entire identity on what gender you sleep with, then you really ought to you need to get a life. You just need a life.
You need something more going on in your life than, and I say this around people on Twitter too. If their entire Twitter profile is their political thing, or their one little fandom, or their sexual identity, or their gender politics, or something like that, you need a little bit more to you than just the one thing. And that's kind of why I'm all over the place. I think a lot of people don't understand that, especially now, people are so conditioned that that's all they have, are just one little thing. Like, no, people can like and be many layers. You can be very different, be into different things. You can have more than just the color of your skin or what's in between your legs as your identity or your fandom.
Yeah, they really want to impress me. They need to make Wolverine gay. I just had my nails done. Who wants to look?
And hire Ethan for the song and just use Ethan's song.
No, that's appropriation. No, make new good characters that just happen to be gay. Seriously, like I don't really care whether or not they turn a character gay or they turn a character anything. I don't really care, because if it's a new, like they change stuff all the time, right? They change stuff in the Marvel movies all the time. I don't really care if they do it, but don't do it just for the sake of doing it. Do it because you want to do something new with the character.
I thought this shit was over when they had a character named Token who was black on South Park.
Right.
Nope.
I thought that was kind of like, okay, this is it. They've officially finally done it. You can't do this anymore. No, fuck that.
Token and Big Gay Al, yeah. Hey, Big Gay Al.
I'm super. Thanks for asking. I couldn't be better, all things considered, I must say.
It's like the one thing I know from South Park.
I love Big Gay Al. Who doesn't?
All right. Well, we got anything else to talk about?
I thought there was one more thing to do with this Marvel news. I can't remember offhand. So what did Bob Iger say? What was it? There was something about that.
I can't remember.
I forgot. Yeah, he had. I can't remember now. This is how organized we are tonight, folks. This was actually part of last night's story, but since we were graced by Robert Meyer Burnett, a lot of it got pushed, which I'm not complaining in the least. It's like, we love having him here. So,
well, there's some more Lost Boys news. The Sax Man has a new album, and he's going on tour from Lost Boys.
He has his own Facebook page. I know that.
And he has his own comic book. I would love to read his comic book.
He's got his own comic book too. Oh, sweet.
Did you know that? I would love it. Oh, he's coming to Denver July 31st. I'll be in That says your mom's house, 6 p.m. I will be at July 31st. I'll be in Star Trek. Damn it. Oh, is he going to be in 17th? He's in Las Vegas at the Rio. And I gotta miss him. Oh, that just means I gotta stay an extra week. Don't you love that? That's how I missed Iron Maiden too. And DeAntword.
Oh, there was the Spider-Man clip.
Yeah.
Which
did we talk about the trailer?
We talked about the Far From Home trailer, but we didn't talk about the clip that dropped.
Spidey
Clip. Yeah, I'll play the audio. We'll see if I can play the audio because I'm not going to play the actual.
Can you link it to me?
Mysterio? You can call me Quentin. But you handled yourself well out there today. Saw what you did at the tower. We could use someone like you on my world. I'm sorry, your world?
Mr. Beck is from Earth, just not ours.
There are multiple realities, Peter. This is Earth, Dimension 616. I'm from Earth 833. We share identical physical constants, level 4 symmetry.
I'm sorry, you're saying there's a multiverse? Because I thought that was just theoretical. I mean, that completely changes how we understand the initial singularity. Because Sorry.
So yeah, basically
This
confirms
is
the 616 deal, or at least that's what they're presenting. So
I have to see this
Mhm.
now. Wow. That sounded so cool. It sounded like
No,
Peter, man.
I
He
didn't talk.
burnt out.
I didn't talk about this too much the other night because
Well-
we didn't want to get too much into Endgame spoilers. But I wanted to say, and somebody brought it up in a comment on that show. So I'll say this now: plug your ears if you haven't seen Endgame. If there really is a multiverse, it could be to either A, set up for Sony to be able to pull Spider-Man out of the MCU and into their Sonyverse, but it could also set up the possibility of them bringing back Tony in some form.
I don't want them to
Because
Mm.
I can see Peter thinking he owes Tony, and if he knows that there's a version of Tony out there that's not married, doesn't have a kid, his life is in shambles or something like that, and is compatible with our Earth, he will pull him over to this side, I bet.
I don't want them to do that.
That is, I'm not the only one who came up with that idea, though. So that's the only reason I'm bringing it up now. I don't know what you guys think about that, but I know, Rob, you are dying to say something. Go ahead.
No. Well, it was confirmed. The 616 universe was confirmed in Thor: The Dark World when Dr. Selvig was. Hold on, let me see if I can find the picture. Dr. Selvig was in the loony bin. Dr. Selvig.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Thor. Hold on. Thor Blackboard. Let me see this.
But I just thought that
Selvig,
was
here.
more of an Easter egg than anything. But yeah.
Well, yeah, it's a nice Easter egg, but at the same time, I mean, it's the multiverse. It's kind of confirmed. It's been a thing for a while. Let me see. There you go. Hang on. Let me see. Let me screen share that. Make sure I don't screen share anything from Pornhub though.
Well, you have to just close your porn tabs while we're live.
We'll do it live. We'll do it live.
So much porn.
What the heck? What the heck?
And remember to clear your browser history too. So when you're typing in whatever you looked for.
Incognito mode. So there we go. Okay, there it is. See, look right here, just to the left of his 616 universe, and you have a reference to the cosmic rift, the fault, the crossroads. The fault is a rift in space that was torn by Black Bolt. So you have a bunch of other references in the Marvel universe. Yeah, there's a lot of it's an Easter egg, but still, yeah, the cosmic eclipse is another one. There's the realms Asgard. So yeah, so they kind of already confirmed that it exists.
Well,
The
and
multiverse.
they also brought up Doctor Strange did bring it up too. Yeah.
I really don't want him to bring Tony back. I want his sacrifice.
Oh, it's a stretch. Don't get me wrong, but it's like this opens that door.
Yeah. I hope he gets an Oscar.
Yeah.
I hope so.
At this point, the man really deserves it at this point. It's like a comeback cat, man. Holy cow. His whole life story is amazing to me.
Well, how many times has he deserved it and he didn't win, right?
Yeah.
He probably deserved it for Natural Born Killers.
I can't stand that movie.
You can't? Oh, I was like a teenager. I loved it when I was a teenager. I haven't seen it in years.
Let's see.
And part of the reason I never rewatched it is because Tarantino said that that's not his script anymore. What's on screen, basically. But yeah,
I saw that. I saw California. I saw
California.
True Romance.
Yeah, because Oliver Stone basically hijacked his story or whatever.
A buddy of mine used to work at a video store. He used to get he used to get a lot of movies. So, actually, I do have a copy of Fight Club that somebody borrowed from me.
Christian Garcia brought up that he has been nominated twice, and I forgot about it. Other than Tropic Thunder, he also was nominated for Chaplin some years ago as well.
Oh, that's right.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, I haven't seen that movie in a while either. That's a good one.
All right. All right. Do we have anything else to talk about here? Or?
I think that was it. I know there was one other Marvel related story, but I'm not finding it offhand, and I can't recall what it was. So I'm not going to lose any sleep over it.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's pretty much it, I think.
Do we need to stop around?
There was the little game.
A little game. Oh yeah. Yes. From
BuzzFeed. Do we want to take it?
I took it already. And I did not.
What is it?
Oh, I took it.
Phrasing.
What character are you?
Yeah, I was gonna say we could have saved it for another show, but if you want to do it now, we can. It don't matter to me.
Oh, it's basically a game of what Star Trek Discovery character are you?
Yeah.
Tell me what you want to do.
Tom. Well, Rob already took it, he said.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. Well, you were going to wait to do it live too, weren't you, Random?
I was, but Rob already took it. So tell people what his or what your
fuck. I almost stalled because it says what Hogwarts house are you? I'm like, I don't fucking know anything about Harry Potter. I just selected Gryffindor. I'm like, this is anything else. That's another thing. A lot of people can't believe I've never seen Harry Potter. I'm like, why would I?
I watched most of the first one.
It does come up in trivia quite a bit. I'm like, oh God, we're dead.
I'm not a Harry Potter either.
I didn't get into it that much. So
Harry Puto, I call him.
I saw the movies with riff tracks. I just don't remember any of them. Like at all. I couldn't tell you. It was more interesting because of like the guest stars, all the British guest stars that they had on there.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, are you taking the quiz right now?
Do you want me to?
Do you want? Go ahead and do it first.
It's up to you.
All right. I should screen share it. Here, let me screen share it.
Yeah, I'll put you on the main view.
So, what is your dream job? This is a BuzzFeed quiz, so it's really important and great and wonderful, right? My dream job of scientist, explorer, writer, or president. What would I want to be?
I put writer for my.
I think I would want to maybe explore. I don't know. I like traveling and yeah. Because writer, maybe when I was younger, it would be writer, but explorer. I'll try that one. How do you feel about rules? This is bullshit. They're meant to be broken. They're necessary to maintain order and make my own rules, or they keep people safe. I think maybe I make my own rules.
Yeah, I would say that. Yeah.
I make my own rules. I play both sides against the middle. Oh, which trait best describes you? Nervous, accomplished, charismatic, intense, stubborn, or righteous?
Compassionate or stubborn.
I was thinking stubborn or nervous.
No, you're not.
All of the. Am I nervous or am I? I'm definitely stubborn.
I'd go stubborn more than nervous. Yeah.
I'm a bitch. What's your Hogwarts house? You're gonna have to explain these to me.
I have no idea. I just think it sounded cool.
Hold on. Gryffindor is the brave, right? Courage. Ravenclaw is those with like intelligence. Slytherin is like those with cunning, and Hufflepuff is like everyone else, but they're great finders. So it's like Hufflepuff will take everybody.
So I would probably be the Ravenclaw or Slytherin. I don't know would I be cunning?
I'm Ravenclaw.
Which one is which? Which one do you guys think?
Slytherin are typically like the underhanded kind of cunning,
like the bad guys.
Kind of.
That's weird.
What's your wizard that went bad that wasn't in Slytherin?
I don't know. What do you guys think? Am I more Ravenclaw or Slytherin?
I'd put you in Ravenclaw, but that's because I like you.
Oh, well, you like her too, but
am I evil?
No.
Yes, I fucking am. No.
Ravenclaws can be firm if they're not that if you're Slytherin, you're not evil just because you're in Slytherin, but they have a tendency to focus on the dark arts.
Huh. Yeah, that would probably be me. I mean, I have a Ouija board on my guitar, I guess. Oh, I wish it'd be. Okay, I'll go with this one. What do you desire most? Oh, this is the Vorlon test. Who are you? What do you want? Glory, justice, knowledge, success, love, or peace. Oh,
I like that noise you're making.
This is
know,
a tough one. I should be on camera. Oh, which one? Which one? Oh, I don't know. Maybe knowledge or justice or success. What do you guys think? Maybe justice. I like being right.
Justice. Sorry, Death Note reference.
Probably justice, because I'm definitely somebody I like being right. I like knowledge and success more too. I'm a justice. I don't know. What's my favorite subject? English, science, gym, math, history, or art? Music. Oh wow, but if I have to go with the rest. I was really good at English. I hate math. History is fun. Oh, but science is fun too. Definitely not gym. Probably not art.
Well, I choose English.
English, science, or history. This is such a tough decision. Why are these so tough? Science. Oh, I'll probably go science. Even though English I was really good at when I was a kid. Choose a pet. Cat, dog, lizard, bird, hamster, or no thanks. Cat.
Okay, dog.
Choose a color. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, red. I'm the red harpy. Choose a TV show. Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Star Trek The Next Generation, Black Mirror, Mythbusters, Stranger Things, or The Good Place. Next Generation, probably. Mythbusters was good, but Next Gen. What's your ideal Friday night? Out with friends, spending time with a significant other, Netflix binge, night in by myself. Ooh, I don't know. I don't like going out a whole lot. I guess there. By myself is fun too, though. Oh. Choose a book. Harry Potter, The Hobbit, Mockingbird, Frankenstein. Oh, well, Frankenstein, of course. What's most important to you? This is a long test. Holy shit. Persistence and staying strong, winning, doing what's right, being content. Ooh. Persisting and staying strong or doing what's right? I think doing what's right a lot of the time, but doing what's right and persisting, I think, are the same thing. Oh, being content. Being content's really important too. Yeah, that. I got Stamets. Of course I did. Son of a bitch. That's all right.
I guess too.
Who'd you get?
Tilly? Sylvia Tilly?
Oh. I don't know.
Okay.
No wonder why we want to sleep with you. Because Tilly's the sex symbol of the show.
Yeah.
I'm the bitchy gay guy on the show. That works. I identify as a bitchy gay man. I can do that.
I'm the wooden pretentious know-it-all.
As Rob on Mikey Swag. What did you get, Tom? Did Tom do it?
Bring it up.
It took me way too long to decide between Slytherin and whatever.
Tom's just not taking it.
Well,
Did Tom get Mikey Spock too?
I don't know anything about
there's a TV show right now. And oddly enough, I'm with all the choices that are here, I'm gonna have to go with Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Yeah. I mean, Mythbusters is a good one, but
How dare you talk to me that way, you third-rate tart!
I'm fucking Ash Tyler.
ew.
I like aviation, and I cannot lie.
I'll trade you. I don't know. Is he better than Stamets? I think maybe Stamets is better. At least Stamets had some character.
Yeah, at least he's not a fucking traitor.
I saw Mary Chifo took the test and she got
Oh, a Klingon in the sky.
she got Ash Tyler too. Oh, I guess she tweeted something out to Brie Larson recently. I guess she loved Unicorn Store. Mary Chifo did.
Figures.
Yeah.
Well, no accounting for taste.
So what if we learned that I'm the bitchy gay one?
Learned that there's like 5 characters that they actually know well enough that you probably get the answer to out of this test.
Yeah, probably. That's probably all you get. It's like this or Saru. I wonder if anyone gets a Saru.
I don't know anything about any of these characters, so.
You're not
Oh, they all suck. They all suck. I should tweet it out. Oh, should I tweet this out? I got Paul Stamets for what Discovery character.
I don't know.
Yeah, because Anthony Rapp loves us.
Oh, he loves me. I'm not gonna add him or anything.
Hey, haven't all been in a fight with him except for Mary?
Do what? I'm sorry, what?
I said, haven't all been in a fight with him at some point on Twitter besides Mary?
Yeah, I don't fight with anybody. Nobody fights with me. I always wind up being like willing to agree to disagree. Like nobody ever wants to fight with me.
All right.
That's because you're nice to everyone. You don't come on screen with a poster tube looking like a writing crop going with the Caligula piece of pie.
You have to speak with a German accent.
It's the Russian. It's from Russia with love. I will break you.
I will break you. Yes.
Oh God. We goof around too much on this show sometimes.
Just do your best, Natasha.
We will break moose and squirrel.
That's right.
Natasha, we go to take Washington. Look, it's easy to take Washington. Cleveland takes Washington 7-2.
A bull and decent Natasha.
Actually, that was pretty good.
That was a good dog.
We will get moose and squirrel.
Are you hungry? I will feed you, little children.
Congratulations, you are the father of a dead moose.
The moose and squirrel.
Pick up a Siegfried line from Get Smart. Raspberry.
Raspberry.
We had a thing for raspberry. Oh, that's all I remember about Siegfried from Get Smart.
Okay.
He was probably my favorite character, though.
Do we want to wrap here? Speaking of which.
Sure.
I laid down the beat and nobody rapped. What the fuck?
Dude, I was getting jiggy with it.
Na.
Like, subscribe if you want to get jiggy with it. Icon. You get really jiggy that way. I'm getting much jiggy with it. Patreon, $1 a month can as little as $1 a month to get your bloopers, outtakes, lost episodes, behind the edge big videos, my 10-minute stand-up set, and more. Don't have the means for that? Then please like, subscribe, and share because we cannot do this without you. Mecha, tell them about your channel. Hold on, wait a second. Wait. Your channel, Mecha.
I'll get to writing crop one of these days. I'm Mecha Random 42. I'm not that intimidating usually. Oh man. I complain about Star Wars and Star Trek and all the things, and I'm knocking crap over left and right here.
There you go, Sith Lord. He said jiggly with it.
Yeah.
Well, I would, but nobody super chatted or nobody sent money on my Streamlabs or the GoFundMe, or I would have been bouncy.
No.
So she's not contractually obligated, people.
Don't worry, that picture makes up more than makes up for it, Mecha. Mary, tell them about your channel.
Well, hi guys, I am Mary B, the mistress of mayhem, but I'm not quite as good at the whole dominating thing as Mecha is. I want to learn from her. But yeah, I'll leave that alone right now.
You be the sweet girl.
I don't know. I don't know. I kind of want to learn to be kind of a badass, but I don't know if that's even in me. So I'll say something in chat. Hi, you can find me if you want and come subscribe. We talk about current news, pop culture, and rail on SJWs over on my channel a little bit. So yeah, come hang out. We have a lot of fun. And occasionally you see Mecha and Rob and Tom over there. Every once in a while.
Every once in a while.
And sometimes we sing.
And sometimes we get sometimes we play shenanigans.
Sometimes when we touch, Mecha gets so, you know.
Standoffish? No.
Oh no.
Standoffish. Now we're playing Mad Lib.
All right. Don't let me turn a fire hose on you people. Mm-hmm. Just make sure you call me by the right name, Mary. What?
Sorry. It was a joke. I'm leaving it alone.
And then along comes Mary.
I call your name, but you're not there. All right. Everybody, thank you for joining us. For all the frivolity and this. Yeah. Catch you next time.
Giggity. Giggity, 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 goo.
I mean really brutally weird stuff. Butt stuff.
Do you not?
Freezing. Boom! Hey! Ah, gross, you sick bastard!
Hey, hey, hey. You're a whore.
Filthy cheap slut.
You knocked up my mom and never called her again.